Good morning. Look what I've got. A big beef roast. And we're going to make something really good out of it. I hope you'll stay with me this morning. Someone sent me this week a new knife. It's this. And they said they were scared to death when I got out my regular knife and started using it. Afraid I was going to cut my finger off. Well, let me tell you this. I cut something with this, and then I laid the knife over there at my sink to let it, I was fixing to wash it. And I wasn't thinking, and I just was doing something, and I just barely touched that. And I got me a little cut on my finger. So the knife that they gave me, hoping I wouldn't cut my finger, that's the one I cut it with. I think we get used to the same knife. Here's what we're going to do. Take your beef roast, and we are going to, let me get you down here where you can see, we're going to cut off any visible fat off of, or, any of this fat stuff. We don't want it in our dish today. So I'm just going to cut this off. I'm going to save it for Hannah's dog. Stuff like that, okay? That's what we want to cut off. And then I'm going to cut it in half all the way down it. Like this. Just cut it literally in half, lengthwise, all the way down. Like that. Then I'm going to cut this half right here into little, and cut it halfway. So we're really cutting the roast in 4 sections, okay? Take that section that you've got right here, and we're going to cut strips. Nice, long, but skinny strips. If you come across any fat like that right there, go ahead and cut it off while you're doing, okay? Because we don't want any fat in this particular recipe. It's going to kind of be like a beef stroganoff. But we're going to eat potatoes with it today. But I just want to show you this process because I want to show you what the finished cut looks like, okay? All right, so when I got it cut in those things like that, I'm going to cut it. Let me get some of that. Well, that's all right. That ain't much. I'm going to cut it now. This one little piece right here, I'm going to cut in 3 long skinnies. 1. And then cut this. And then I'm going to finish it off camera so y'all, it won't take me so long. And then we'll show you what to do with it. So this is what you want. Like that. This is what you're trying to cut. So if you cut your roast in 4 pieces, and then you'll have all these little skinnies, okay? Let me finish doing it. Okay, y'all, look what we've got. Here's what we've got. I've cut all the meat up into little strips, okay? And it's done. This is what we've got. And then over here, what I've got is our scraps. I'm fixing to boil that real slow and get any broth out of it that I can get. You can save that for soups or some other dish, okay? Okay, we'll set our little strips aside right over here. I'm going to wash the board, and we're going to cut up a big onion. Okay. After I got to be grown, my mother would always say to me, Brenda, will you cut up the onion? And I always said, yes, ma'am, I will. And that's a big, nice, pretty one. You want to put a real big one in your, we're going to saute this to go with our dish today. It's going to be healthy because we're going to have healthy stuff in it, y'all. I'm enjoying my new knife. Thank you so much, y'all. Y'all are so good to me. All right, we got that half of one. Let's see. There's a little spot in my onions, what I'm doing, trying to get that out of there. There we go. Somebody said, Brenda, do you eat all that food that you cook? And I won't. And y'all, the answer is yes, I do. I surely do eat it. I love food. You know, there's an old saying, well, some people say, I live to eat, and some people say I eat to live. Which one do you do? I live to eat, but personally, I love to eat. My problem is that I eat too much. That's what I do. I eat way too much sometimes, but I sure do like it. All right, now I'm gonna just cut this just a few little pieces here. This part doesn't have to be little at all, okay? It can be chunky and skinny and however you want to do it, okay? And then I'm gonna cut up the other half. Just kind of bite-size it. Mother used to cook this a lot of times in the wintertime, beef stroganoff, and you can do it over rice or potatoes or noodles or whatever you like, baby. But today we're gonna do ours over potatoes, and the reason we're gonna do that is because that's what I've got. I'm out of rice, and I had noodles the other day, so I don't want noodles. We're gonna do this. I hope this video is not gonna be too long for you. Some of you just can't hang with me to the end, and I understand that, but this is gonna be a good video, so I think you'll want to do that and see what all I put in it. Okay, there's our onion, diced up kind of chunky, and that made a lot. Look at all that. Look at all that beautiful onion right there that we've got. All right, so let's go over to our skillet and get busy. All right, we're gonna put it on this back eye because it's big. Got our big skillet. You want to put some olive oil in it or some kind of oil, but don't put much. Just maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. It just doesn't take much. And I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to get it piping hot before I put the meat in it. Do not salt your meat. Salt pulls liquid out of vegetables and meat and everything else. So I don't want to do that. I want it to fry very quickly. So I've got it on high. Okay, y'all, the next thing we're going to do is I took a pot, and I put 1 stick of butter in it, and 1 stick, and I'm letting it melt in there. And I'm going to put some flour in there with it. 1 stick of butter. Don't have it on too hot, because you're going to make like a sauce with it. See how it's melting slowly? Okay. Now let's get us a tablespoon. And we're going to measure some flour to go in it. Let me get some out. We're going to use White Lily all-purpose. White Lily all-purpose flour. I got a bunch out. The other day, y'all said, that isn't a tablespoon. That isn't a tablespoon. All right, here's 1 tablespoon. Put it in there. We don't want our gravy too thick. 2. And we're going to do 1 more. 3. This is White Lily all-purpose. If you don't have any of that, use self-rising. I'm just going to mix that around in there like that. It's kind of like make you a little roux right there. We don't want it to get too dark, just a little bit. And we hadn't turned our skillet on yet for our meat, so we want to make this a little bit first. Okay? We'll add our seasoning and stuff later. Let me get out a glass of water because we're going to need that. This is for people who want good flavor without using canned soups and stuff, okay? And remember, I told you I was going to take that other part and boil it, and which I am. Alright, so this looks good right here. It's just barely brown, but you need to stir it because you don't want it to scorch or anything to make your roux. And then I'm going to put it on this back eye over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on to get it out of the way. Alright. Let me look at it. It's boiling a little bit, bubbling. What you're really doing is just trying to cook that flour just a little bit in there. Let me turn on this big light for us. That'll help a little bit. Yeah. Now they look in there. Maybe you can see a little better. See there how the flour's cooking in the butter? Make a little salt. Okay, we'll put this bunch of water in it, a glass of water. Let it thicken up in there just a tad, and we're going to put it on this back eye, and it's going to wait on us. You know, there's a lot of things you can do with a beef roast. You can just cook it in the oven plain with lots of good spices and stuff on it. Or you can fry it on all the sides, flour it and fry it on all the sides, and then make your gravy and have a pot roast. You can cook this in your crock pot all day long if you want to do that. You can make beef stroganoff with it, beef stew with it, all kind of stuff. All right, let's turn on our back eye and go ahead and get that olive oil hot in there. Okay, I'm going to move this off now. Let that flour thicken up in there, so I'll move it over here to this eye. I'm going to turn it real low. Let it thicken slowly. Okay. We've got our skillet. Let's just do one thing in it and see if it's hot enough. I'm going to take one piece without any salt or without anything on it. We're not going to cook all this at the same time. It's getting there. We're cooking it on high. Put it on your highest setting. Later on in the process, we might have to put a little more oil. Now you don't want to pile it on top of each other. Just, you want it single file on here. All right, here we go. Look in there and see what I'm doing. I want it single file. I've got it on high, and we're going to cook it really quickly. Real quickly. That's what we're going to do. And don't stir it a whole bunch either. Can y'all see this morning? Alright, now when it gets kind of brown on one side, start flipping it over. Let me get it right and hold it. Somebody asked me one day, they said, see how it's getting brown on that side? That's what you want. You want it kind of dark brown or fried. You want it fried is what you're trying to do here. But we don't want any juice in there. That's why you're frying it fast. Somebody asked me one day, they said, you don't have a vent. I said, I know it. Years ago, my vent tore up woodwork, so I just took it out. And so I have to wash down my lampshades and my stove and everything just about every time I cook because, well, I do every time I cook. Alright, so here it is. It's frying up. It's not quite brown enough to suit me. Alright, it's just about ready to put over in our broth over here. You don't want to stir it too much. You're just trying to get it brown on all the sides. Get some good color on it. Like that piece right there is real good. See that good brown on it? Now, as you're frying this, if you're going to put some more in this same skillet, which I am, and I'm not going to add oil at this time, but I will say this, as you get to the end of frying this, you may have to add another tablespoon of oil, because you got to have a little bit in there, but you don't want much. And keep it on high. Alright, I think this is ready. Now let me tell you what I'm saying. This is how brown you want it, right here. See that? That little strip. Put it in your juice over here. And when we get it over here, it'll be cooking a long time. And that's when it's going to get really tender. You're going to have some goodie on the bottom of this pan. All right, now quickly put you some more pieces in there. And I'm going to have to add just a little bit more oil, I can see. Not much, not much. Try not to overlap it. Let it get brown on one side before you start stirring it. Okay. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, the next skillet is ready to flip over the meat. This is boiling slowly over here. See all this brown on this meat is what's going to give you some good texture and flavor in this type of stroganoff. Okay, we're fixing to fry our last skillet, and we need another tablespoon of oil. And here's our last little bit of meat right here we've got. Let's let that cook a little bit. I want to show you what it looks like in the boiler. See how it's getting dark right there? That's all that good color that we had on the actual beef from frying it, okay? It's all that good color we've got. This is our last skillet, and it is almost ready. Here are all those scraps that I said I was going to cut off, and I've got it cooking on the front eye. We're almost ready to take this up. It's not quite brown enough to suit me. Don't worry if some of your meat looks like it's not done. If it's brown on the outside, real good brown fast, it's going to get done in this good broth and gravy stuff that we're fixing over here to the side, okay? Oh, my word. Y'all ordered my new book yet? It's called The Southern Mirror. You need to get it ordered, or pre-ordered. It's not going to be here till November. It's going to be great for Christmas presents, and it's huge. It's this big. It's a big coffee table book. There's tons of information and pictures and stuff you're going to love. Just sit and just look and read. It's got some stories in it and a whole bunch of other stuff. A few recipes, not many, but a few. And so it's just going to be really super good. So y'all make sure you get that ordered under BrendaGanttBook.com. BrendaGanttBook.com. Or you can call if you want to. 833-839-6871. All right, y'all, this is browning up. Let's take this out. Now, here's the next important step that we're fixing to do. We are going to do our onions, but here's what you need to know about it. Do your onions in the same skillet that you did your meat in, because there's a bunch of goodie on the bottom of this skillet. I mean, a bunch. Good crusty steak, the roast flavor. Turn it down to low. Put your onions immediately in it. And it's going to pull up all that good on the bottom of that skillet. And that way you won't have to mess up with one pan too on that part of it. There's no use in getting out another one. You want all that good flavor in there. You want it. I've turned it down to about 2 now. We're going to let this saute real nice and slow in there and pull up all that good part on the bottom of the skillet. See that how it's coming up on there? In the meantime, while this is doing, once my onions get kind of sort of tender, I'm going to clean off about 3 or 4 little garlic cloves and put them in there with it. But you can't put it in at the beginning because they burn easy. Here's my big garlic that I'm going to do, and I am going to pull out about 3 or 4 of these cloves now. Oh yes, I need to tell you this too. That butter that I put in there was salty butter. So you can use either kind you want, but I just want to tell you that I was using the salted. Okay, y'all, I'm going to put 1 more glass of water in my pot back here, because I'm going to let it cook down, but I want that meat to cook a long time in that good broth. I'm going to put this broth in there too when the time comes. Doing this garlic, it reminded me of something. I think I've told y'all this before. My husband, George, was in the Marines, and he was going to come home. It was kind of close to Christmas, but I didn't know exactly when or anything like that. And during that time that he was in the Marines, I lived with my mother and daddy. And I was teaching at the time, my first teaching job in Northport, Alabama, at Crestmont Elementary. So, Mother and Daddy we lived on a little cul-de-sac. And down at the end of the cul-de-sac, we had some Italian friends. And they had made supper for us that night. It was lasagna. It was so good. I remember it still. And I was a young bride. But anyway, so they invited our family down there to eat supper, and we went. And I ate that lasagna, and they put a lot of garlic in their lasagna. They did. Okay, y'all, here's the last step. First of all, I want you to look into the pot. Now, here is our meat and our gravy in it. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Can y'all see? And you turn your eye off. You turn it off, and then you add your last ingredient, which is whole sour cream. It's according to how much you're making, but I would put at least 5 tablespoons or maybe a half a container in there. And you want it off when you do this. And you want it like to be right before you serve it, okay? So here's how much I put in. Right there. And just stir it around in there. It's going to lighten your gravy. I've already tasted it, salted it, peppered it. And this goes over your whatever you fix. Whether it's rice or noodles or potatoes. Today we're going to have these potatoes that I boil, or that I'm boiling. They're not quite ready yet. And you just put this over it, y'all. It's so good. In this pot, I've got some little green butter beans that I'm cooking. I'll show you that. Got some little peppers and onions in it. I got them in the frozen department. All right. Let me get this over here. I'm going to show you. We're going to taste it. Get it mixed in over there good. You just put this in right before you serve it, okay? Which I'm not right before I'm going to serve it, but what I'm going to say is right, here's our gravy. And you can see how light colored it is with cream cheese in it. I mean with the sour cream in it. It is delicious. If you will do this just like I showed you. It's good, y'all. It's good. So this is ready. When the potatoes get ready, we'll put some of this meat and gravy over the potatoes for lunch today. We'll have our little butter beans finished. We're going to have some carrot salad too. It's going to be a big day. Hope y'all have a great Sunday. And eat up. All this is healthy. All this is real food. It's just real food. You think about what we're eating today. It's not processed. It's not from a can. And it just came out of the garden and off of a cow. Love y'all. Have a great day. And don't forget to order your coffee table book, The Southern Mirror. Y'all, it is gorgeous. You are going to enjoy it. Enjoy it. It makes great Christmas presents. Get that today at BrendaGanttBook.com. Love y'all. Bye-bye.